All right, how's it going, you guys? Sorry if this isn't gonna work quite like a regular show. I'm gonna kind of have my back turned to you guys. I'm working on a Faircraft lantern. I'm gonna start with the top of the lantern, and then I am going to move on to the bottom. So I've designed this whole lantern inside of Lightburn, the programming. Set up the cuts with like the box shape, the lantern shape with Boxmaker online. So we're gonna go in here and get everything plugged in. Here's my USB cable for laser. Let's see here. We've got program itself loaded in. We're gonna go ahead and hit some framing stuff done first. Make sure everything's the way we want it. Her on. Set it to the right one. There we go. You should move in a second. I hate it when it does this. Just when you want it to talk to it, it doesn't do it. Try it again. This one 6. Data set. This one 4. Disconnect. Turn you off a sec. Maybe you need a minute. Sometimes it needs a reboot. I don't understand why. On 4. There she goes. I don't know if you guys noticed, but when it actually connects, it gives a little stutter here. It makes sure that it knows where home is. It hits this button, limiter button. It just establishes that it's at its home. Alright, we're going to go ahead and click frame. And you run that all the way down there. Using the thinking start. And I do have a line set up for the actual frame of this project. And that's what I'll run next. It's just set at 1 power, and then at a speed that I can watch where the laser is set to be. So I'm going to turn off my lines. I don't know if you guys can see that. But if you watch over here, the lines for my shading and cutting will be reduced. You won't be able to see the cutting, I can tell you that right now, the red lines. But if you watch when I hit the button for the shading, the orange is gonna lighten up and be almost invisible for you guys. So turned off the red, and then here goes, boom. There goes the orange lines, that's the shading, and it's lightened up so that it's not being run, so that it's not active on the board here. So I'm going to start the the outline line. So this is just like my working surface. I plug it into here the size of the working surface that I want. This entire grid that you might see on here, that's the working surface of the whole laser. What I got here is the working surface for in here, this board. That's the working surface that I'm trying to find. I know there's probably easier ways to do it, but I'm a bit retarded, so I don't do that. So I'm pretty far down. Okay on the width. The height is there. Make sure it doesn't travel off. Okay. And then you can probably see it on the way down. It's traveling on the board the way I want it to. So that's all set. We'll turn that light, turn that line off because it's not needed anymore. It just adds to the runtime. Okay, all these are good. Check the connection here. Here. Okay. Sure everything is the way I need it. No surprises. Add just a touch of air to help make sure if any dust kind of fell on there, it doesn't add to the surface. Just something I feel like I need to do. Now this is going to be my first run of this. Like, designing stuff all in here, I assume that everything's going to be the way I need it. So if lines are too small, I don't know until I actually have it cut out. I haven't gotten that dialed in. I haven't gotten that much experience behind the laser yet. So every time I do a new project, it's kind of a little bit of a learning experience for me. So let's see. We're going to go to preview. The preview tells me that the estimated runtime is 31 minutes and 22 seconds. So when I go to run this and I hit the go button, I'm going to actually set this into time lapse so that clearly you don't need to sit here for a half hour watching the laser run. If I was able to do lives, I'd sit here, talk to you guys, and let the laser go while I'm working on I don't know, gluing things or painting things. So it's not how it's gonna work. So, all right. Everything's set. I'm ready to run this project. So I'm going to switch that over now. And I'll talk to you again when everything's cut out. Okay, the first one is taken care of. This is only the top decorative finial piece of the lantern. I don't know what to call it. Anyway, this is a piece that goes at the top. And I have got to find the plans for the nice pegs for these boards. Because there's a better one that you can get, that you can make yourself, that there's a better one that you can make that comes in and out when you want it, the way you want it, and it holds stuff nice and secure. So clean these up later. Right now, I just want to get these out of here so I can get the next board in. So like I said before, there are more parts to this. You gotta make sure and get everything out of there, even the little stars, because you don't want them to poke the board up. You don't want them underneath and catch fire on it later. Get everything out of there. Cuts out rather nicely. Boring stuff. Boring me. There's the bottom. Turned out nicely, I think. From hand drawing to reality. Trying not to move the work base, honeycomb base, so they don't have to completely refine everything. Should just be some fine tuning. Let's see, one last star back in here. Get tweezers, get it out of the honeycomb. Should just be some fine tuning to get it out of there. There we go. Debris. What is that? Piece of lettering, maybe? Alright, put the new board in here. Let's hope. That I don't have to move stuff too much. Okay, clipped into place. Save that, make sure everything's good. We're gonna open. Sides. Make sure I find the right file. I made a bunch of different renditions of this. So here's my sides. These all fit in the same space. Here, let's put something else in there for fun real quick. Can't scale that. That's not smart. All right. Ooh, I didn't set all the parameters on this one. So you guys can come in here and you can watch me set parameters on this. Hopefully I won't be too much in the way. Hard for me to tell. So zoom it in, a little choppy. Okay, I'm going to set my parameters for how the laser's supposed to do things here. let's see, let's do this. I don't want to make a box. Delete that. Delete that. Rotate that. These are just fun images that I snagged on the internet for fun. Let's see, orange, black. Okay. Don't think you won't fit there. You delete you. All right, so we've got orange cut line, we got red cut line, and black fill line. So I'm gonna go File, New Window, open up another Lightburn window. Because I don't want to have to go looking for stuff, I'm going to open up a previously done project, and I will use the specs from a previously done one. We're going to open, what are we going to open? Let's open this one, because this is the one we just did. So I need these numbers right here. Hopefully you can see that. These are my speed and power. That is what we have in these two boxes right here. So this is my fill. It was going 7,380 millimeters per minute, and its power was at 50, so only half power. So I'm gonna go, let's see, let's make this a little bit, I guess I can't, I've already gone to that. Let's go in here. My fill line needs to be, what was it? 7,380 at half. So 7,380 and a power of 50. Okay. That is a fill line. And we're gonna go to our cut line, which is red. We're gonna find what our cut line power was in here, which everything was red in there. So it was going 300 millimeters per minute at 90 power. So, oops, 300, 90. Okay, and we have another cut line. What is that? Orange. Orange is our other cut line, so 300 and 90. Okay. And our outline line is, oops, I actually need to switch. Should be this one. 2,400 millimeters per minute and a max power of 1, just so that you can see the dot. That is literally all we want to do. We just want to be able to see it when we're doing our outline. So 2,400 and 1. Not 100, just 1. Max power 1%. Okay. So we double check over here, 390, 2,401. All right, and we want to make sure our fill happens first. I usually set my outlined to be my last one, just so that I can tell where it is. Alright. And that should take care of everything there. I'm going to turn this back on after I find my home and all that good stuff. Let's see, we'll bring you in closer on this one. Nice and close on this. I'll let you get a nice close view. Put everything down. Alright. I'll show you a little bit better about. So here's the quick frame. This is just what it does on its own. Oh yeah, see, look at that. Look how far off I am. I need to come over quite a ways. We got a pretty good estimate of where that needs to go. And then I have this rail, so this should be squared up to the rail because everything in the system is pretty much squared up. So just eyeball it, make sure that the frame that I have here isn't twisted any funny ways. Look. So this ended right about where it started. Just kind of eyeballing the tip of the laser. You can see where it comes down. It's got a cone. Now, I'm going to turn off all the other stuff. And I'm going to run the frame that I have set up. Make sure everything goes where I want it to. Got everything set to be about an inch in from my workspace, just to make sure that everything's good. Looks like it's running about a ½ inch. Ah, okay, you're too far. Here we go. Okay. And depending on where it ends down here, let's see if we're good. Okay, should be good. We'll run it one more time because it was pretty off there for a second. Okay. Okay. Do it on my left. Top is definitely on now. We got anywhere 1/4 to a ½ inch on now. Looks like I got my left to right pretty darn square. See where it ends at the bottom, make sure I didn't push too far, and we're good. Alright, you guys are going to go back into Quit whining. Quit it. Shut up. Wait a minute. You guys leave me alone while I'm doing things? What's going on? Why don't you guys find something to work on instead of bothering me about whatever you're bothering me about? Don't dig holes in front of my shop. like me pushing a button. So making the trim ring for the bottom. I fixed the Ferris wheel, hopefully. It's really the best part about doing this, or the whole important part. The trim ring could be left off as far as I can tell from how I designed it. I think it'll add an extra flair. I don't know. I'm cutting it out. If I can use it and it looks good, I'll use it. If it doesn't, then I'll end up leaving it out. You can probably see there's a faint marking line. It should help me line up the base when I go to put it down. If I remember correctly, because I've been slowly designing this thing over the course of months, and if I remember correctly, this trim ring is for the bottom. There was ideas flowing through my head about trim rings stacking up on top, but it's going to take too much work to try and keep the stack up aligned, and I didn't have the time to design that way. Maybe next year I'll design a lantern that does that. But this year we'll do a lantern that is hopefully fairly simple, but not overly simple that I don't get judged fairly in the fair. This is of course going to be my entry into the Clackamas County Fair in Oregon. I can actually snatch up this trim ring probably. So you can see that faint marking line. That's all I did, just to mark it. Yeah, so here's my top with the cuts for the panels to slip into. This will be the panel that I can pull and open. So this is the bottom trim ring, this is the top. They're identical in size. The top will be the same size as the bottom. And then I have a grooved piece over there that's notched out where the bottom of the panels fit in and get glued. And then this should go at the bottom of that. And you'll see this. If I had the time, what I should have done was notch these out on the inside and made it so that they glue into place. But I'm just going to do a surface glue because that should be more than sufficient. So here, we got the bottom piece. So you can see the notches cut into it. This is the bottom of the bottom. And then trim ring. So you guys can see. The point of the trim ring is to make it so you can help line it up. Okay, let's see if I can get closer. So it'll help me line it up so that I can get my panels on. This was the panel that I made up 100% everything. There was no, like I hadn't made I'd made stars before, so I was able to snag from my other project a star and then tweak the star to my size that I need. But this was all my concoction, so making the lines so that I can have fireworks, trying to have a pizza pie but make sure it's connected, little ovals for the baskets, and then kind of giving the thing a base, or piece that represents the base a little bit. So hoping this turns out. Also, it's kind of fortunate that it screwed up because I didn't turn on my air on high. So as you can see, everything was scorched from the beginning where it started. Without the air, the smoke just like settles right on the project and it gives it this smoked look. Kind of annoying, but if I had a nicer machine, I'm sure that you could set it to when it cuts, turn on and off the air. Because if you have it pushing that air full blast while it's doing an engraving, it'll give it that same smoky quality. So funny enough, when I engrave this, I actually have next to no air going on it. And if I was to put the full air on it, you would get this, like right here. See how that, you can see the smoke damage, essentially, like that, except for it'd be all around the whole engraving, and you lose all your definition. And I haven't figured out how to do it, but the back of them, as they get cutting, a lot of times they'll get a little bit of that smoke flop in behind them and give a little smoke damage. I don't think there's any way to really avoid it. I think maybe I'll do a live assembling this, but I don't know yet. The spokes look a lot better spaced. They look like they're going to be a lot more stable. And that was the other worry, is I had set that so thin, even if they had worked, I was really, really worried about them accidentally popping out. Like if the judges were handling it and they, for some reason, touched the Ferris wheel and it just popped out, you know. It's going to be close. Hopefully that stays together. I see a mistake in my design. I forgot to take that off. Alright, so I don't like the cut of your jib, man. So if you guys can see what I can see, you can spot the mistake. You guys see what I can see? There's a mistake in this Ferris wheel. I'm going to run this again. I just fixed it and let me get over here. Enough space over there, I can take care of it. And I will pull this one and show you guys what I saw. I didn't see after I made it. Lots of experimentation. So look, I mean, it doesn't look bad. I'm not going to completely throw it away, but it's not what I was looking for. That is not what I was looking for. So I think I'm going to end up with it this way. What I was looking for was a circle in the middle. And then, yeah, but I mean, it should still work, I guess. Yeah, it should still work. Making a second one because this is going to be so stupid delicate though. You know what? No, not okay, not okay. That's it. Come back home, you. We're going to fix this before it gets out of hand. All right. Okay, there we go. In fact, probably add what? The chickens are fine. The chickens are in their coop. The eagles are not going to eat them. Alright, I'm just going to burn extra. Hopefully it doesn't ruin the project. But I want that wheel solid so that it stays together better. I don't want the see-through wheel. I want there to be connective tissues in here. Well, that's kind of fun. And as soon as this is done running, that should be all the parts and pieces for now. Yeah. Let's see what kind of mess I can get into next time, as long as it works. Oop. Hopefully you guys like what I'm doing. Like, follow, subscribe, do all those things that people do when they like what you do. That's what I like doing live. I like to read chat when it's doing stuff like this, so I can interact with people. It'd be nice to get to the point where I have internet in this building so that I can actually do that. Live stream this whole thing and work from my shop while doing the internet. Do a whole design and everything. Because right now I have to take my laptop in and out of the house. That's why some of the people that I know were trying to tell me not to get a gaming laptop. But the point of the gaming laptop is that I wanted to do this stuff. I already knew I wanted to do this stuff. So if I wanted to do games and justify getting a computer, I really needed a mobile device. I couldn't be in one spot. Now the goal would be to get internet out here so I can continue doing this. And then perhaps down the road a gaming PC so that I can actually have a nice gaming computer in the house and do my gaming streams in the house. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about when I talk about doing gaming, I game on Rumble. I am the occasional gaming streamer, not the constant gaming streamer, not the regular gaming streamer. I am an inconsistent, occasional gaming streamer. And when my games are streamed, they are super low quality because I am a low quality kind of guy. But I'd love to see you guys there. I'd love to hear from you, love to chat with you. because that's what it's all about. It's having fun and interacting with people. It's not really about making money because, quite frankly, most people don't make money on streaming. You put more into the equipment than you're going to get out of streaming. That's why every single one of these streamers, especially the hobby streamers, have a side hustle. They are selling merchandise, they're selling their works, they're doing all kinds of stuff to actually make money. The streaming is possible income, but most of us put our money right back into the equipment that it requires to stream. So only a small handful of streamers out there actually manage to make money off of streaming, and that is okay. I'm actually having more fun streaming these days, which is why I've been lazy and haven't done enough of these videos for YouTube, because, no, I'm having more fun. It's more fun to interact with people. Live streaming on YouTube is a possibility, but you have to have a certain number of followers in order to get donations and stuff, which is okay by their rules. Sorry, smoke's getting me. It's okay. I mean, that's their rules. I play by the rules. They want you to be consistently able to bring them revenue. I'm sure that's what it always boils down to. So they don't want to field the microtransactions. But I tell you what, that's why I'm at Rumble, because they don't care. Everybody can stream. You can make money day one. If somebody decides to drop some money in your chat, you're gonna make money day one. As long as you have 5 people following you, and all you have to say is, hey, this stream, whatever stream you go into, if you're good people, if you're going into a stream full of good people, I should say, hey, I need help with getting my channel started. Can I get 5 followers, please? And what they'll do is people will look at you. If you don't have 5 followers, they'll usually follow you just so that you can get started, because that's how we do it on Rumble. Now, if you're in a stream where people are all knuckleheads, they're going to ignore you, or they're going to chat ban you just for trying to promote yourself. But those rarely happen. I guarantee those rarely happen. Just don't go into something crazy like, I don't know, a Dr. Disrespect and expect them to come and follow you. Yeah, they're the kind of knuckleheads that come over from YouTube in the first place, you know. So they still abide by the YouTube rules. So it's almost cut out and it's looking good. While I was fixing it, you see I added another little bit. Put a little center circle in the middle of the Ferris wheel, kind of give it like that, you know, the pivoting hinge. Where it pivots over. Yeah. Anyway, the axle. There you go. The axle for the 2 wheels. You roll over the top of the axle. A little another feature is every mistake is another opportunity in life, you know? That's how you have to live. Mistakes are opportunities. The goal is just not to make more mistakes after you fix them. Smoky. Alright. Oh yeah. Got to turn that line off again. Alright, that should be it on that. We're going to pull that up and show you the finished product on the panel that I kept having to fix. And then it will be quitting time. I have more stuff to do around the house. We'll pop that out because this still got a few of them that are a little bit skinnier than I'd like, and I'm inconsistent because I'm fixing it on the fly, but this is handmade, man. What do you expect? I'm not perfect. There we go. That's the skinniest one there, and it's okay. I fixed it. Oh, I fixed it. Look at that. It's like all those firework patterns all burned out. I don't think I even have to go and pick them. Cool. We'll see about doing a stream where I put it all together. All right. Thanks for coming out. See what kind of trouble I can enter tomorrow. Later.